A second Melbourne council has been stripped of its right to hold citizenship ceremonies after voting to scrap Australia Day. The Premier says Darebin's decision is a great shame, but as Kieran Jones reports, it could open the floodgates for other municipalities.
6 out of 8 Darebin councillors last night put up their hands to become the second Melbourne council to scrap Australia Day celebrations.
We believe that January 26 marks the invasion of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
The council spoke to advisory committees and Indigenous groups ahead of the decision, but didn't consult ratepayers.
I think that this issue is too important to be subject to an opinion poll or a consultation, and that we need to show leadership on behalf of our Aboriginal community.
Councilor Lina Messina voted against the motion.
Does it fall under the umbrella of a council process? No. Was it a collaborative approach for community consultation? No.
Reaction from residents was mixed.
Whether it happens on one day or another day, I don't think it really matters.
I think that there are other days we're going to be doing these sorts of celebrations.
There's a lot of lip service to Indigenous values. The question is, does anyone actually do anything for the Indigenous people, which I don't think they do.
Last week's decision in neighbouring Yarra Council brought condemnation from the federal government, which has now banned both councils from holding citizenship ceremonies. The Premier says that other councils integrate Indigenous ceremonies with Australia Day celebrations, and Darebin should do likewise.
I think it's a great shame that others are not prepared to do the hard work to get that balance right.
The Darebin Mayor says the Yarra Council's decision hastened the process for change here, and that other councils around the country have already hinted that they might follow suit.
We have had conversations with other councils, and we do hope that this is the start of, or builds the momentum towards a conversation we need to have.
Kieran Jones, 9 News.
A second Melbourne council has axed Australia Day celebrations and been stripped of its right to hold citizenship ceremonies as a result. Darebin Council made the move without asking ratepayers, infuriating the state and federal governments.
Just like that.
All those in favour? And against? I declare the motion carried.
Australia Day is dumped.
We believe that January 26 marks the invasion of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and the beginning of systematic extermination of those cultures.
With a population of almost 150,000, just 81 Darebin ratepayers were surveyed about scrapping our national day, following the example of Yarra City.
Oh, it's completely un-Australian. Don't agree with it at all.
I don't see why we have to celebrate Australia Day on the 26th.
The council's controversial action has received national attention.
I think that you're missing the point with that question.
You can't say you don't believe in Australia Day and then still take the day off. That's hypocrisy.
And been slammed by state and federal governments.
I know many other councils do this well. I think it's a great shame.
I don't think that Australians are going to thank them for this. I think that this is absolutely running against Australians' view about what Australia Day is.
A similar view held by one of 2 councillors who voted against the move.
The issue is it a council process? Does it fall under the umbrella of a council process? No.
It seems this could be just the beginning of councils dumping Australia Day, with Darebin Shire and Moreland Council also considering the controversial change.
I think they should pull their heads in, frankly.
Tegan Dolling, 7 News.